Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back to part 2 of our E3 breakdown videos. So, last episode, of course, we reviewed Microsoft. If you didn't see that one, check the description below. We will have all 3 parts of these linked. So, part 2, Sony. I think a lot of us were pretty hopeful going into this conference. We knew it was going to be a tough year for Sony. A lot of repeat from 2016. I worried about how much we were going to see from 2016.
Gotta give them to it. There wasn't all a huge amount of repeat, but there was some. We gotta admit, there was...
Sony's weird. They've gone weird conference-y on me. They open with a jam band.
and that waterfall.
Yeah,
that was pretty. I don't know why.
That was pretty.
I could smell the hippie. No, it was really cool. It was meant to immerse the crowd. I think it lost a lot of us at home.
Yeah, it definitely did.
It was too long, and it was all leading up to an unveil of
a game we've already known about.
Yeah, Uncharted.
Yeah.
Which still looks great. It's still only $40. I'm still going to play the crap out of it. I think it's got a cool dynamic between these two female leads. I don't think it showed anything that we haven't seen from Uncharted. I didn't find the trailer to be any kind of breathtaking piece.
No.
How do you guys feel about Uncharted? The way that they went about talking essentially about this DLC.
What it set it up as? Hey, do you guys want to buy a car?
Well, for me, it's if they're going to show repeats of this year, don't start off with the one that's really soon, and don't start off with Uncharted.
Yeah.
If they're going to start off with anything this year, it should have been God of War. If they're going to do some epic piece, it should have been epic orchestra.
Yeah.
And then right into
as
God of
Kratos
War.
is going into battle.
Yeah, it was kind
something
of
like that.
Confusing. It was weird. Lost Legacy. Everyone knows I'm a huge Uncharted fan.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it, but I just don't think that that's how I would have started my show.
Or ended it.
Or I would have kind of thrown it right in the middle.
Yeah.
To be
That was
honest.
I'm not gonna lie.
note.
Go ahead, yeah. I toned out during it. Like as soon as I just zoned out, I was like, okay, it's
It
Uncharted.
was too long.
Yeah,
The
it was
music
too
alone
long, and it didn't
was
show
almost
us
2
anything.
minutes, over 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was all cinematic stuff. There was very little gameplay. So it really explored the relationship, which is exactly what I'm assuming this game is meant to do.
And which is going to make or break the game, to be
Yeah,
honest.
we'll see. We'll see.
It's not a
Nadine has
Are
it.
these two a good replacement
Chloe's
for Drake
great.
and Sully?
Yeah, Chloe and Nadine, I'm just not sure
Never.
if they're
Yeah,
going
so
to
you
Can't
kind of
replace
support it.
Sully.
So I feel that was a weird way to start off for Sony. Then they followed it up with what I felt was an even weirder thing to do. I think a lot of us are excited about the Horizon DLC. It's Horizon Frozen Wilds.
It looked cool. It
Yeah.
was very pretty designed.
We got double DLC'd, right?
Yeah.
Right at the beginning.
That's what I was saying
Yeah.
before. Microsoft had a misstep with showing a car instead of starting with the game. That's forgivable.
But they didn't
Yeah.
show.
2 DLCs instead of 2 games right off the bat when they don't have a new console to show.
But they didn't show just a car. They showed a car and then powed us with Forza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was still a misstep in terms of being a gamer. In terms of
Well, it didn't
not
show.
that wasn't a bad.
I think the cardinal sin here to showing this is it showed the environments would be traversing, but it showed nothing new from a gameplay perspective, really.
It's barely even anything new from a story perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're gonna go make you find out more stuff you don't know. Go to the mountain and fight a T-Rex thing that's guarding
Yeah.
you.
It's not terrible. I mean, hey,
looks good.
it's expanding a great game that I think
yes.
a lot of
It
people
seemed
are
like
really
it's-
excited to see
More
support
pretty
for.
environment.
It seemed like another trailer from 2000, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, 3 years now we've seen Horizon trailers at E3, and we've gotten one game and a piece of DLC, and I'm beginning to wonder why devote the stage time to
Why
it.
we're devoting stage time is that fantastic headdress that tribal chieftain had.
Well, it's kind of for me. It's kind of forced.
Really cool.
Majestic.
For me, it's kind of forced. Here comes Uncharted 4. It did well. Here's more Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Horizon came out. It did well.
Here's more
Horizon.
Here's more Horizon.
It's like, let's get that extra
Cash
20,
shield?
30
Just
bucks.
writing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then they followed that up with a game we saw last year with more gameplay, and that was Days Gone. And I gotta say that the trailer started and looked like any zombie survival game. You could have put them in a row, and I would have been like, maybe that's.
There's
Days Gone.
one good thing I liked about it.
I like the motorcycle.
Yeah. And then the usefulness of the zombies.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Spec Ops, where you set up the environmental stuff rather than doing it yourself.
It's like Spec Ops meets Dead Rising.
The only thing is it's so apparent now. It's by Sony Bend Entertainment. We know that they did Uncharted Golden Abyss. They're kind of that B squad that takes Naughty Dog's old graphics engines and makes games out of. This started to look like a lot like The Last of Us. The way
Yeah.
traps were set.
Yeah.
Even when he threw the
rock?
distraction rock was the same line. It's that engine. I don't know if I care enough. It's just so not.
Well, maybe Last of Us 2 is so far out that this is a bridge.
Yeah, I guess that's what that really shows. Is this
But
is supposed
they're
to be that
banking
game
on
for a little
Days
bit.
Gone, but you could stale out Last of Us 2 if this keeps on going.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
just looks very similar in gameplay. But the Horde, you're right. The zombie Horde, I think, is that main character that game needs.
Like the world of Breath of the Wild, the Horde is the one of the big
yeah.
characters.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
Weirdly, I was getting that vibe the entire time. The whole
They had a zombie.
No, but that was the
Zombie
moment the
vibe.
trailer picked up, is when he walked around that bend
Yeah,
and he looked
looked
down,
down.
and then the Horde was coming, and suddenly that trailer became, oh my god, I'm in.
It changed dramatically, and I
Yeah.
think that game's going to struggle with a balance. I think it's going to be met with some interesting reviews. After that, they switched momentum to a premiere. They didn't announce it as a world premiere or anything, but it was a trailer for a new Monster Hunter game on console.
I'm so excited and so disappointed at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know if that bodes well for the relationship with Capcom and Nintendo.
Because
We're
you two
still
are the biggest
seeing-
Monster Hunter fans I know personally. So, and you
when
guys
I
have
first saw it, I'm like, that's a Monster
excited
Hunter
trepidation
weapon.
would be the best I could hear from you two.
And it's like, okay, that's a Monster Hunter weapon, but I don't know what game this is because Monster Hunter's been Nintendo for so long.
Yeah.
And then you see the first monster, and that's not a
That-
Monster Hunter style.
Yeah.
And then it starts getting more and more ridiculous as it's getting like pissed off into the nose flare.
Yeah,
and
the nose
fin,
flare,
and,
that's
like,
the second
The
I was like,
moment
this
I
is
saw
Monster
that
Hunter.
T-Rex, that was Monster Hunter. That was
Yeah.
exactly their T-Rex.
Yeah.
If just someone drew one of those, what if it looked like if it was real pictures.
Yeah.
The thing that's got me nervous is a lot of it did seem pre-rendered. Again, it's
I don't
probably
know
in
if
concept.
any of that was actual
Yeah,
game.
I think
And
it was in
some of it
engine
was
at
rendered
best.
in engine.
And
Some of
Yeah.
it, when he was doing the preset combos, looked like preset combos
Mhm.
from what they will be.
But on
Yeah.
top of that too was Monster Hunter, though it's always been on like weaker hardware, has always had a feeling of being in an open landscape, even in the smaller
Yeah.
sections. A lot of those were shot with him chasing him through a very tight hallway,
Yeah.
and that makes me nervous because Monster Hunter is a very multiplayer based game.
There are
Yeah,
tight
so-
points,
But-
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
there
are
are.
open points. They're going to do that with the hardware. They're going to do
Mhm.
it, but those epic shots of just one person running away from a monster does not feel.
That's
Monster
that's
Hunter.
not
Well,
Monster
my,
Hunter. Yeah.
that trailer would have been a lot more. I mean, I would be a lot less nervous about that trailer if there were more Monster Hunters running around, like more
Yeah.
hunters. It was
Yeah,
that-
they didn't
I was
show
a
a
little
lot of
worried
that.
You
about
gotta
So you don't
admit,
have to worry about
the
that.
jaw
Yeah.
dropped when the Rathian came down to fight that thing.
Yeah, that was good. But
That if there can be more monsters on the field, more than two like they usually have, then I'd be down for it.
well, I meant more hunters. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
more players.
Also,
I
needs
wanted to
be
see more of the
multiplayer.
cooperative aspect.
Show
the
me my
multiplayer aspect.
insect glaive, please. Please, Capcom.
Listen, a pretty coat of paint is not something I personally can get too excited about anymore. And it looks like it still has a lot of the same shortcomings that the Monster Hunter franchise has had trouble bringing in new members and new players.
If their only addition is a grappling hook, I'm not sold.
Yeah,
And you know what?
but I need to see way more before I even call this game any kind of success. And I think the crowd's reception was right.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like,
What I
I
think.
want to be excited.
Yeah,
but
well, one of the things I think did it, when they ended that trailer, set down the spit, let's throw a meat on. They didn't do the song.
Yeah,
they didn't play
it's-
the music. Yeah,
I
was
feel
waiting
like this
for
is
it.
Monster Hunter without its identity, and to me, that leaves a very clunky game that
It's-
I just don't want to play.
it's a
or
very
maybe
easy
it's too
formula.
early.
Yeah, I think it's really early. We didn't get a lot of info, and that was it. It left me feeling really mixed by Sony already. Like, you know, we're
I'm
talking about
sure-
a few games in, and they're already like,
I'm sure Pat will agree with me. We will make our decisions. We're still Monster Hunter fans. We're probably going to buy it, but we'll make a lot of our decisions based on actual gameplay. when we
yeah,
see it.
yeah, we need to see a lot more. And
Let alone the
this-
goofy stuff we can get to do in the game ourselves, because there's a lot that they don't show you in those trailers. Where you're like, I wonder if I set up these bombs like this and oh.
Does this game outsell the Monster Hunter coming out on Switch?
If we get Double Cross on
On
Switch,
Switch.
I think it'll outsell it. I
Yeah.
think Double Cross will outsell.
It's-
I think it will too.
Monster
Again.
Hunter is better as a mobile game,
Yeah.
and the Switch is the perfect console for it.
So, then they switched gears entirely on us and showed us a game that you kind of didn't even believe as the trailer was happening. The music starts to score in,
Initiated.
and we get the announcement that we're getting Shadow of the Colossus again. Again.
Okay, so I'm confused about this whole thing.
Is it a
remake?
retelling?
It's a
Is-
full-on
Is it a
remaster.
reboot? Oh, is it a remaster?
It's basically a full-on remaster, full like 4K version of
I
it.
So
will
they're
say-
remastering the remaster.
Yeah.
I will
I
say
mean-
it was really, really pretty.
Yeah,
It
that's the
was,
thing.
but
I've played Shadow of the Colossus twice.
Yeah.
If it was just
I own it
different
twice.
monsters and a different story, maybe, but like really,
It's the same fights.
It's
the
not
same
a hard change. You literally, I mean, yes, you have to design new monsters, but
It's the same feeling I have with Monster Hunter. It's excited trepidation. I'm like, I want to be excited for it because it's.
I've played this game multiple times,
But it
now.
looks
On
really
multiple-
cool.
Shadow of the Colossus is a game that if you played it back on the PS2, it was stunning then, and it was fine then.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be remade
It's little
twice
clunky.
now.
But that was pretty stunning on the PS4 too.
But anyone who appreciates that game shouldn't be appreciating it because of a bloom lighting or a texture detail. Because the game is a vision of art now that they've now just, I feel, remastered to the point where it's just this husk that they're just marketing because
Why
Team
not?
Ico...
So you're-
why not Ico though? Like,
But
we
it's the
haven't
same.
had
No,
Ico
it's the
remade.
same engine.
Because
I
Last
guarantee
Guardian
you.
didn't do what
Yeah,
Sony wanted to
it's
do.
the
We did
same
Ico
engine that they
remade.
developed for the Last Guardian, and they're remaking a game again because they know that was their fan favorite, and they're grasping at my wallet. And this time, I'm saying no, because unless they show me that they're adding more Colossi into this game and they're doing something big with it, I can't buy this game again. And I think I refuse as a gamer to be excited about this, especially when this was Sony's ace in the hole for this show. We're going to get through it, but there's not any showstoppers. This was meant to make my jaw drop, and the only thing it did was make me go, man, this conference is having a rough go.
Well,
I
there was
get
a showstopper for me.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Like, but as far as the big announcements.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I get the
that
Kingdom.
big, like, you didn't know about this kid, you know. Everyone wants to have that E3 moment.
Where you just throw
Well,
the ball up,
yes,
you don't
that
know
was
about
their
it.
thing. But here's the thing: they just weren't clear on what it was. They should have just called. They should have done something with the name.
It's just called Shadow of the Colossus because they decided to put HD would be ridiculous. And
yeah.
I'm sorry, like I
It
love
would
that.
have
Like
been
I said,
Shadow of the Colossus 4.
I own the game multiple times.
I'm
And
getting, I'm getting a Kingdom Hearts vibe from it. I don't want to buy.
I am. I'm done.
Called Shadow of the Colossus 2.8 HD remix.
I clearly buy some games, and I threw my foot down a few times now with Square Enix recently. I'm not rebuying Kingdom Hearts after I just rebought. But yes, I agree. It's just I have this game on last generation. It still looks great.
And you have it on the generation before that, too.
So, speaking of games that kind of disappointed me, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was the next title that Sony decided to show. Boy!
Can we just move on?
No, these models were really rough. They're trying to make a story mode, and the models looks terrible, guys.
And what makes it even worse is it wasn't gameplay models. It was a trailer.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
And that's supposed to be where you put the best models, the best textures.
Yeah. This game looked alarming to me, and on top of that, the whole thing that they marketed towards the free demo we can download is all the story stuff.
Final Fantasy XII's in-game models for talking looked better than almost better than that.
It's scary bad.
Go as far as saying the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion had better in-game models.
Yeah, and as we mentioned in the last
Whoa.
episode, there's a fighting game that I think has a lot of fire now on Marvel. I mean, on Capcom to develop this title.
Microsoft threw Dragon Ball Fighters out and threw the first real competitor for MVCI.
Yeah, and I can't believe that they're banking on a story mode a la Injustice to make this game.
Just trying to compare that to Injustice.
And yeah, and it's not even fair.
Dante, can the girls come out and play?
It's more like the freaking the cross games on the 3DS.
Yeah, it was cringeworthy, it was awkward, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I don't want to buy it.
Watching Sigma pick up Arthur and
It's
it's just in the trailer. Like, am I supposed to take this serious?
And we left Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and went to a full segment about VR.
Oh.
Which was kind of ridiculous. We all said in our prediction that we were thinking, Sony's not going to spend that much time on VR. They spent a lot of time on VR. And they showed off some games that...
They have the system seller.
Alright, they started off the game. Okay, and I just want to say...
11. This game is going to come out and blow Sony VR away.
Okay, this was already multiple times we've seen Skyrim again this E3.
Let the game die.
I'm sick
But
of...
alone Fallout had just been shown its full VR, too.
Yeah, I mean, can we just stop doing Skyrim so wrong? Can we just start talking
There was
to it
only
like
one piece of new Skyrim content announced between all the Skyrim announcements,
hands
and that
for
was
the
Amiibo support.
Yeah, VR looks clunky. Mike, you nailed it. The some of the bow shots are the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I swear, the Joy-Con showing on the Bethesda
No.
stage was more accurate.
It looks bad. It doesn't look fluid at all. This is the problem with VR right here. This is what happens. It doesn't look like a great version of this game visually either. I'm sorry. Unimpressed.
It's like the
They
Kinect
followed it up with the reason to buy VR.
That's the one to play Skyrim and VR.
So,
I shot myself in
The
knee.
reason to buy VR, they followed it up. Come on.
Star Child?
Oh no. Oh, Star Child was good. Never mind.
Yeah.
No.
I thought we were getting a little further ahead to.
No, there's a lot. That's the problem. Like, you guys don't even remember how much time they spent on VR. They spent so much time. Okay, so after Skyrim,
I
we
kind of
got
blacked
a
it
game
out.
called Star Child, which is the kind of this VR platformer.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of helping this girl explore. It looks like some kind of space station.
It
A lot
looked
of-
good.
Yeah, I mean, had some cool elements to it. It's not really going to be that big moment, I think, for the VR presentation. The Impatient, which looked like a psychological kind of thriller. This doctor keeps on telling you he knows what's best for you.
But this is, I think, where VR is going to succeed
Exactly.
in things
Yeah,
like this.
stuff like this. I think.
Interactive horror dramas could be
Mhm.
crazy.
But
A little
just
bit more
drop
exciting.
that and give us a Surgeon Simulator and we'll be happy.
We got the best VR title.
Yes.
Is it?
that's-
Did we reach it finally?
We hit it, guys. We got
Yes.
Sega Bass Pro Fishing in 3D full VR
Final
running
Fantasy.
on a Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
Edition.
15.
Monsters.
Bassmasters.
Yeah, Bassman. It's called Monsters of the Deep. It's a disgrace.
I hope Bass from Final Fantasy is going to be in it so you can
No,
bass.
was anyone okay? Was anyone else as upset about this as I was? Because I
It's
was
a mockery
upset.
of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I'm like, they're
It
just
doesn't even
beating
look
this
like-
Final Fantasy dead horse. You know, I thought Final Fantasy 13-3, Lightning's Revenge, was beating a dead horse.
Not even
Yeah.
turned.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
Lightning's
Seriously,
Revenge.
Lightning's Revenge.
Lightning does something again.
She's a revenger. Just this poor horse. It is dead, and you've beat it.
Yeah, you
You
go.
beat it
with
until
a
you made
fishing
a
pole.
fishing game in VR.
Is that other VR thing from last E3 in Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
yeah,
15
you can
now?
play with like, and this looks to be like it's Prompto again. When they showed the campfire, it looks like it's continuing. Like we're playing as Prompto because he's the most relatable. Apparently,
No.
we're all
He's
you
the
know,
most annoying.
lying to ourselves. Anyway,
So that Shield
ugh.
Factory.
But yeah, it's. I am upset at this game existing.
No, but you know, here's
We're
the
spending
thing.
too
Here's the
much time
thing.
on
Yeah,
this
we've bashed this for about 5 minutes
No,
and watched this thing come out and just be the best fishing game ever made.
it doesn't. It didn't look like it.
No, it looks really bad.
It
sense
didn't
the
look
sarcasm
like
from
it.
a mile away.
It's just. Come on, man. Square,
Let's
you're
move
breaking
on.
my heart. Bravo Team, which was the most unimpressive graphical,
Let's put it
mess
this way.
of a game.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blacked
It looked
out my
like
memory was that
a
bad.
tablet game in VR. It
Yeah.
did not look impressive.
Um,
It was with pet peeve one. It had the in-game conversations in the trailer. It looked not great.
Oh,
Movement
God.
looked clunky
I kind of
again.
did the echo
Um,
because you were talking inside a VR headset.
I don't remember much about Polyarch, unfortunately.
Oh.
I wrote it down. It's a game that I'm sure didn't have much, unfortunately, for me to be really taken aback by. But I was taken aback by the next title, Moss. The little rabbit guy with the adventure that looked.
Oh, the mouse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
rabbit, not rabbit. Mouse. Yeah, looked really cool. It's an interactive adventure game, and
I was excited about that. That was probably the
Yeah, I want to help
first
this guy.
game in the entire conference. I was like, huh.
Yeah. I want to help that guy.
Yeah,
Like,
I wanna
I'm gonna
play that.
solve some environmental puzzles. He's gonna go like duel with a needle. It's
It's Tales of Despero.
Yeah.
The game.
yeah, and it looks cool. It's got a cool art direction.
That's
So
shitty.
um,
really bad Wii port.
It's not.
so that was Sony's VR segment, and it took up probably about 10 minutes or so. I'm not quite sure if that was worth it at all.
No.
'Cause I think
No,
a large
nothing.
majority of these
because it was
titles.
shorter than Microsoft's too.
Yeah, okay, we came out and just kind of went, what are they doing on stage
They won
right
E3 the
now?
moment they dropped 15 Bassmasters.
Yeah.
15 Monsters of the Deep. Game of the Year contender. We're calling it now. Crystal ball prediction.
Coming to
Oh,
the
Jiminy
Switch.
Crickets.
Sweet Jesus.
Then there was this quick montage talking about like it showed like some of the hardware, and then there was this silence that was incredibly awkward. Do you guys remember this?
That the only silence that,
You mean like
It was like
every time they showed a game, that silence?
the only silence that was comparable was the silence when they first announced the Vita, and they're like 3G compatible, and it was like, yeah, only on AT&T.
And then that silence was broken though by just absolutely super good looking game, God of War,
Broken. You mean they took a sledgehammer?
and shattered it.
Yeah.
We didn't get really a whole lot of gameplay.
I think we did. We
I
saw
mean,
some
we
like
did.
the
We got a more vibe of what this world is like. We
Well,
got a
here's the thing.
cinematic
We
trailer.
got a decent bit of gameplay in the first one, and not anything cinematic, which was a weird.
Yeah, so this one kind of mixed that up, and we saw Kratos do some really cool new moves. God, the throwing of his axe and it coming back.
Well,
and
it's
how that's used
just
in
weird.
combat.
He's never not had his chain blades.
Yeah, so this is it's a very different game. It's not called a sequel yet. It's still just called God of War,
Which I'm
So,
okay with.
I'm not sure if this is a reboot. Is this the same Kratos? Nobody knows still.
He's gonna
His
be fighting
kid
God, so
is intriguing.
that's
Well,
the thing I have.
we don't
want
want to forget that. I mean, Kratos was the God of War for an amount of time. He could
Yeah,
very
after
well
the first
possibly
game.
just live forever.
Yeah.
And the interactions between the two of them when they were doing stuff,
Yeah.
that was neat.
Well, and his kid can talk to monsters. This kid is clearly special. It is Kratos' son in some means because, well, I mean, Kratos is
the
pretty
one
special.
awkward part with it.
Well,
was
doesn't the
when-
lady say that? Like,
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
your son. It might be, figuratively. You know,
Yeah.
like.
There was like I feel like the AI was kind of like derping in one of the sections where they said like you could see that the kid can help you in combat, but there's a scene where Chris was fighting and then he threw an axe and the kid like kind of like awkwardly stabbed him and then kind of waddled back to him. So I'm kind of nervous that he's gonna become more of a nuisance. He's gonna be like more like Ashley, or was it Ashley in Resident Evil 4 than
Okay.
anything.
Oh, no,
Not
we're not
many
putting
of
her in
that.
dumpsters.
Yeah,
or,
let's
you
not put her
know.
put her in dumpster.
Let's not do that.
That's just above that tier.
Well, I mean, the best one in almost video game history was Elizabeth from Bioshock Infinite. And it's because she didn't do anything. It's
she just
like,
like,
hey,
hey, do free stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'll say about this?
No, we all want Ellie from Last of Us, the best AI
Oh,
we've
yeah.
ever had.
that's actually true. To
Yeah,
be fair.
what they need to do, what Sony should have done, this should have been their lead off.
I agree. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
this was an impressive trailer. The game looks incredible. The game will definitely be well received.
Yeah.
I am super pumped to play it. I can't wait. So I don't think this trailer did anything wrong.
No, it just was
This was my
positioned.
favorite block of time in Sony's
Yeah.
press conference.
Yeah.
to
Is
be
the
honest.
post VR stuff?
Yeah, the post VR stuff because man, yeah, the VR stuff.
I was never a huge God of War fan, but this is making me want to play the new God.
Yeah. And
It's
then
added-
we.
making him more human. That's
Mhm.
all that game
Yeah,
was
Kratos-
missing.
Not just
Kratos
a
as a
screaming,
character.
murdering monster.
I mean, he did have one line in there that was old school Kratos of, I'm gonna get revenge!
No, dude, and you remember, you met that girl, and now she's teaching him to take a breath.
Yeah, so Kratos takes a deep breath, and then I think we all took a deep breath because the next game after God of War was Detroit Become Human, which looked entirely different.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a complete
Any
180.
of the game trailers we've seen, it doesn't look like a Quantic Dream game at times anymore.
It started out like Heavy Rain and ended up like Division.
Yeah, it's got way more gameplay than
I
we've seen
love
in
it.
their titles.
The fact that there's a series I've been reading, this comic book series again, won't go off on a tangent. It's called Alex and Ada about androids and how they relate
Yeah,
to us
humans
if
and
they
mankind.
get their
androids dream of
humanity back,
electric
and it's beautiful. And then I
Yeah.
love the fact that it's actually from the android's perspective, trying to
And
become
the
human.
choices of liberating
Mhm.
or falling into line.
and some of those choices were like barbaric. It's like oh
Yeah,
God.
You know what? Hey, David Cage might actually deliver on a game he's promised, and I'd be excited to play it. I'm approaching it with such caution because I've been burned
By
by
the
Quantic
same man.
so many
what
times.
game?
What do you mean, like the game? I
Heavy
wanted to
Rain's
see
their,
most?
their magnum opus right now, and this game looks like it could challenge that. It looks like it has way more gameplay than we're used to seeing. It's not
Yeah.
go into a closed area,
Yes.
check out 3 things, make a choice
Square.
based on those 3 things, and see what
And
happens.
quick time events.
So I'm actually excited.
Jason!
I cannot believe this game transformed as much as it did.
Yeah.
At this point, it's really important to note that I actually forgot a game. Call of Duty World War II.
How could you do that?
I was like trying to think where it fell into the show, and then I was just so distracted by seeing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
that train ride.
And then I saw VR next, like this big block of VR, and I'm like,
See it coming, you're like, what's-
So Call of Duty got lost in the shuffle a little bit there.
And I was mildly impressed by it.
Good
trailer.
Good showing. I think it's the game that I think a lot of Call of Duty fans are going to be excited to play. I think the online looks solid. It's slowed down a significant amount.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna maybe withhold what I would normally do for Call of Duties and approach it with mild disappointment until proved otherwise. I will treat this one fairly. Finally.
Give me an HD version of COD 2 and I'll be happy.
Yeah, dude, that's what this looks like, and that's fine. And the only thing, there were no set pieces that stood out to me that we haven't seen in any World War II game.
Well,
that was
unfortunately, yeah, everything's been covered.
really smart for Battlefield 1 to tackle a war that we don't see as much on. So I think that worked in their favor because this game just looks a little samey. It doesn't look bad by any stretch of the word, and I'm excited to play it. I'm gonna play the single player campaign. I'm going to jump on multiplayer.
And then you're going to leave multiplayer.
Yep. I'm going to quit within a week.
And you'll start playing Splatoon multiplayer again.
Maybe. I don't know. Multiplayer is silly. So, yeah, I did forget Call of Duty. So
to be fair, it's because of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah, it's mostly just Marvel vs. Capcom.
Don't be angry at it.
No, it's just Capcom's fault because Marvel had an amazing game.
So Activision to Activision, and they maybe should have lined up the show this way, but then they showed off Destiny 2. They didn't show us what I kind of was thinking they would show, like a full strike kind of thing.
I
like
don't know if that was the intro mission or if that was one of the strikes they have you do.
I think that based on what I've heard through stories, that sounds like either one of the demo strikes right now or, it is one of the intro missions.
But that was a cool mission.
But I think we've seen it.
As a Destiny player, though, going through, you never got a chance to fight with Zavala or Cade. To see Amanda Holiday pilot a ship, you never got to see that in Destiny 1. It's cool to see.
I mean, yes, it's cool to see, but we should have saw that.
We should have. That's
The Destiny if just Destiny 2, what we should have given you in Destiny 1 by the time you took we took $200 of your dollars.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It looks like it fixes a lot of the problems that game has. We said it in the pre-show. My opinion has not changed at all on Destiny 2. I will check it out. I'll play with you guys.
I'll probably buy it.
We'll have some
as much
fun.
as I'm complaining about it right now, it's still one of the best shooters I've ever played. It feels
we did finally see it on PC. It comes out a month later in October. We saw it running.
Month and a half.
And the demo comes out a month and a half later too, I think.
Yeah, so it's kind of bummer news for PC players. But I wasn't unimpressed with Destiny 2. It just didn't sway my opinion at all. Anyone else see the stars and the moon after that trailer?
You know what?
It still looks cool.
It still looks cool.
I'm going to play it for a single reason, and his name is Nathan Fillion. Because K6 is a fantastic character.
Everything's right for Destiny. It's just don't take $1 billion and
they have all the momentum going into this game. It's all like Star Wars Battlefront 2's momentum. You have our attention again. Make up for it. And speaking of having our attention again, then Sean Layton walked out on stage and said the conference was coming to the close. Already. Like, I was expecting a lot more from Sony.
Didn't he came out Spider-Man?
Well, no, they did, but that's after they talked. That was like God, bated breath. Like, they talked way too much about being the best place to play again. They didn't show me anything that would back up that claim.
He came out 3 separate times. Hello?
Yeah.
Please continue watching.
Yeah.
And bye.
It felt like an usher in an old, 1930s movie theater. But we gotta change the reel, so go ahead and play me off, Johnny.
Phil Spencer came out and feeling like a genuine person.
Yeah.
He was just like, PlayStation, thank you.
Yeah.
This was their conference from last year without some of the huge set-piece games from last year.
Well, but they did give us one thing from last year that they showed us that we were all excited about. They finally showed us Insomniac's Spider-Man. And it's just self-titled still, Spider-Man.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah, and they gave us something that we didn't know for a long while. It's Miles Morales.
It's not.
No, I agree with him, though. I think that at the end, him taking pictures and smiling, was him taking a picture of his handiwork. Because that could be Miles Morales in that suit. We won't speculate on who's actually Spider-Man in this game.
To be honest.
It looks like it has a great supporting cast.
That would be a huge. That'd be like the first. Wouldn't that be? Isn't he gay? That'd be the first gay video game main lead, if I'm not mistaken. Miles is like.
I don't care who's wearing Spidey's suit because the game looked brilliant.
It did.
It looked absolutely
Mass
stunning.
Effect.
That you can go either way with that. This is legitimately like the character you're playing.
No, the game looks great. We don't know who's in the suit. I don't think we're not going to sit here and speculate on who's in the suit. That's just a silly comic book argument. And I've been in those with plenty.
The game was amazing.
Yes, it looks absolutely.
You know what I said was going to be the make or break was the web slinging, and Oh my god, how good did that look?
Yeah, it's first of all, it's clear to identify this game is running on Insomniac's graphics engine that they used for Infamous Second Son. I can identify that immediately. This game probably spawned at this point in my mind from someone creating a web power in that game as a fun developer, kind of like, haha, and then went, holy crap, we could do Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And the engine works for it. It looks great. Combat is straight lifted from Arkham.
Oh yeah, they just
at that point. Yeah, you could feel the stick like as they pull it off.
They added a bit more with the web sling to environmental stuff.
Your L2 and R2 seem to be linked to stuff around the environment that you can constantly grab onto with webs, swing into opponents. The environment was awesome. I mean, watching you use like cranes and bags of cement.
The sign fell and you went sliding through it.
And the QuickTime events actually felt fluid. That's very hard to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of people quick to say, that there was a ton of QuickTime events in this game. A lot of like, oh, I'm going to tap triangle a whole bunch.
That's
and
like
I'm running up the
Spider-Man's powers, though. His power is a QuickTime event.
But it was so cinematic. It was so impactful to the player when these moments happened. It took that moment to pan off Spider-Man as a player and show who you were saving when you grabbed that giant piece of helicopter that was bouncing. Like, come on. The game is really cool.
Yeah.
And it put a smile on my face for 4 minutes.
I was not expecting it.
Yeah. I'm going to buy the heck out of this game, and I'm going to really enjoy playing it.
Even if you're not a Spider-Man fan, that's going to be a game to play.
Although God of War is probably my favorite moment in the entire conference, this was the most floored I was the entire conference.
I think we haven't seen a game run this well. Like, it's just from set piece to set piece, how it strung it all together, how it made it feel that cinematic. It felt like Insomniac was all of a sudden possessed like by Naughty Dog.
How the combat flowed into that motion at some points too.
Story looks interesting. Game looks great. I definitely am
correct me if I'm wrong, but the person he was talking to in the beginning, that was Kingpin.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like
Fisk.
Yeah. I mean, Fisk Industry was all over. I mean, we have new characters. We've got old characters. We've got a really, really great realization of New York. It's just going to be a really great game, and I think it's going to remind everyone why we loved Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and I think Insomniac's done a really good job.
Yeah.
I think it's impressive.
That was a great way to close the conference.
Started with God of War and ended with that. It would have been.
It ended right after that, and we saw the Morales, thing.
Well, we thought it ended in the.
And then we were all like, "Oh, yay! We're gonna get something cool," and it was just that little, and then it really ended, and I kind of looked at my screen.
Then they panned across the crowd. I saw a lot of people doing this.
They're like, it was awkward. It was weird.
Yeah.
I don't think it had the punch that anyone was expecting. Because how do you not show The Last of Us 2?
Yeah, that was.
That wasn't even a debate on our pre-show. That wasn't even maybe they'll do it, maybe they won't. That was like, we'll see Last of Us 2.
We were debating about what kind of Last of Us 2.
I was hoping we wouldn't see a gameplay trailer. I just wanted another cool cinematic trailer. Yeah. I didn't get anything. As a Last of Us fan, I didn't get diddly squat, and I was kind of
like, Last of Us 2's been canceled.
No.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. So I think that Sony did fall into that slump.
We said they needed to find a way to buckle down, and I don't think they did.
I think it was a good year.
It wasn't. They had to have a mediocre year, and I don't even think they made that.
I think it was a mediocre.
It's mediocre minus.
Two big games that we already knew were coming out.
Yeah, I think that
and they did those well, and they didn't position the conference right to show them to make you excited throughout the whole thing.
I said, don't give me E3 2016's press conference and do it in a different order. And they gave me E3 2016's press conference in a different order. Plus Final Fantasy Fishing.
We didn't. There's nothing they could have done, to be honest.
No.
It's just the fact is only a few of the trailers from last year they got the second hit on. It was just God of War and Spider-Man. It was like, oh look, this game's still gonna be cool. Look at God of War, and then Spider-Man they actually showed the game.
And Spider-Man, I think saved their show.
Yeah.
So.
They had all the momentum.
Absolutely failed.
They literally have their big console out, so they had all the momentum, and they just kind of floundered.
Yeah, I mean they just rode the wave, and it just didn't end up being a big hang ten moment. It was just like, you did well. I took a picture of you. Put it on Facebook. Good job, Sony. So how do you rate the conference, Pat?
C minus.
C minus. That seems a little rough.
If it wasn't for Spider-Man and God of War, I'd say it was a D. That was not what we needed from Sony. And that's not what Sony needed to do. They went, oh hey, Microsoft did really good.
Yeah.
Crap.
I think perception is reality again, and they just didn't have the show that Microsoft did. So I think a lot of people could be confused, think that those games are not coming to the PS4.
They pulled a Nintendo and they pissed the bed.
Yeah, they did piss the bed a little bit. Mike, where do you throw them at?
I'm gonna be a little bit more generous and give them a solid C. But it was not all there. Sony's the king of taking what Microsoft does and then dropping the mic at them, and they didn't do it this year.
They have too much stuff that's too far off, I think, is their problem. They got overzealous.
They blew their load last year and they couldn't recover.
Who does remember you can play your games anywhere and you don't? This is our.
They're still lying in bed smoking right now.
You use a used game. Here you go,
friend.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, they won so hard. And Nate, where would you put Sony at this year?
I'd say pretty close to Pat, but like 73%, like a high C minus.
Yeah. So they're getting a talking to after they get home from school.
They get to go in the corner.
Because I would give it a solid C.
So Pat said if they didn't have God of War or Spider-Man, it would have been.
Yeah, they ran into every problem I thought they would, and they exceeded gloriously at failing at the potholes they fell into.
Who approved the idea of Final Fantasy fishing? Like, who approved it? Like.
I think for me, it's just I'm so confused why
the same people that approved the Bubsy relaunch.
Yeah.
Like, there's a market for that.
Possibly go
There's
wrong.
not a lot of big bass fishing games out right now, but if you're gonna make a bass fishing game, make a bass fishing game.
Yeah. Just make it Sega Bass All Stars.
Yeah.
What market are they catering to?
They're
those pro angler Final Fantasy fans.
Such a small size.
No. See,
so I think a lot of us. We gave Sony a C, and I think that's
generous.
And how the internet feels about this, and I don't know. I hopefully Sony can show us that this year still matters for them. Maybe they'll get some cool old titles, and they're getting a lot of what's coming out on Xbox One. They're not gonna have a bad year by any means, but I think they exposed a little of themselves to Microsoft, and an opening's there. And
Microsoft's in a position they could strike.
Yeah, and I think. Another company that could strike really hard. Part 3, we're taking a look at Nintendo, guys, which showed today on Tuesday. Last of the bunch, had everything to gain, everything to lose. A whole day of coverage. They have several days. We're just going to break down mostly their main press briefing because after that it got a little loony.
Yes.
But as always, guys, thanks a ton for joining us while we broke down Sony this section. Gosh, I hate that I'm right. I'm so upset that I was so right about Sony this year. But it's all right, Sony. You're going to do better next time.
It's okay. You were right about Sony. I was right about Nintendo.
Nintendo. God, Nintendo. How dare you have such a weird show. Yes. But we will see you guys next time on Part 3. Thanks, as always, for sharing, and subscribing the videos. We have had so much fun making E3 2017 with you guys. So we will see you soon in the next one. Until then, keep playing what you love, guys. Take care.